Hey, my name is Abby Cassels. I'm a senior at Hawthorne High School and FFA chapter president of our local chapter. I have been involved with agriculture for many years now, and I have shown at the Florida State Fair for many years. I show market, steer, and breeding beef. My favorite part of the fair would definitely have to be hanging out with my friends and learning more about the agriculture industry.
Hi, my name is Hailey Molander. I'm a senior at Hawthorne High School, and I serve as the Hawthorne FFA secretary. And I have been showing at the Florida State Fair for 3 years now. I show at the Alachua County Youth Fair, and I've shown for 4 years. And I show breeding beef, and I'm involved in the Youth Steer Futurity Show. And my favorite part of the Florida State Fair is the Youth Steer Futurity Show.
Today we brought to you the topic Quality and Yield Grading of Beef, a guide to understanding the beef grading system.
Okay, we did it. Introduction. Beef grading is a system used to evaluate the quantity and yield of beef carcasses. It helps consumers and producers understand the value and the use of the meat.
So basically this is saying that the beef grading is used in many ways, but it's mainly used to evaluate the quantity and the yield of the beef carcass. People that use this are consumers and producers because it helps them understand the meat and why we use it.
Quality grading. Quality grading assesses the palatability of beef, focusing on marbling, intramuscular fat, maturity, age of the animal. USDA quality grades: prime, which is the most marbling, tender, and flavorful; choice, which is high quality, less marbling than prime; and select, which is leaner and less marbling.
So quality grading, when it assesses the palatability of the animal, the marbling is the white part of the red meat, and then the maturity is the age of the animal. Like if it's 6 months old and it compares how much marbling that the animal already has or how much fat and finish it has. The quality grades, the prime is something usually you'll see in many high-end stores. The choice is what you'll see more in Publix, and then select is going to be usually your homegrown steers.
Yield grading. Yield grading measures the amount of usable lean meat from a carcass. It evaluates fat thickness, ribeye area, carcass weight, kidney, pelvic, and heart fat, also known as KPH, and USDA yield grades range from 1 to 5, 1 being the highest yield of lean meat and 5 being the lowest yield of lean meat.
So yield grading uses the carcass, so you'll see the fat thickness, which is when they'll go over the back strap of the cow and look and evaluate the thickness of it. The ribeye area is going to be below the cow's rump, and that's going to be where they scan it. And then the carcass weight is going to be after the animal has already been, it's ready for the market. It's going to be the weight of it. The kidney, pelvic, and heart fat, that's just the KPH. The yields range from 1 to 5. The first one is going to be the best one, and then 5 is going to be with the less amount of meat.
Why does grading matter? Grading provides benefits for consumers. It ensures consistent quality and value. It is important for producers because it helps determine pricing and marketability. And it is important for retailers because it guides inventory and sales strategies.
So it is important because as a consumer, I want to make sure that I'm getting the value and the quality that I want. As a producer of beef cattle, I know that I want the pricing to be good because I want to make my ends meet. So if I pay $1,000 for an animal, I'm hoping to get that $1,000 back. Plus you have to pay for the feed. So all of that, we want to make sure that we are getting some profit back. Retailers, these are people like Publix and all of that, they want to make sure that they're also able to market and sell the meat for you.
Tools and techniques. Common tools for grading include visual inspections for marbling and color, measuring ribeye area and fat thickness, and USDA trained graders for consistent standards.
For us at our FFA chapter, when we go to take our shows or steers to their final shows, they will have somebody with the ultrasound that is evaluating the fat thickness and the ribeye area of that animal. So they already usually know the grade, and then we have a contest where we get placed from usually 1st through 10 on which steer has the best grading. So some examples we have are, in this corner we have the USDA different gradings. So in the first one you'll notice how much red meat is there, and there's a lot less fat and thickness. But if you look at the 5th one, you can see the amount of fat and thickness that it has, but there's a lot more red meat. And then if we compare it to the number 2 one, we see that there's a lot more fat than in the first one, but there's a lot more marbling noticeable in the meat than in the first one. Down here we have a grading scale, which shows the relationship between marbling, maturity, and the carcass quality grading. So we have the maturity, it is ranked from A to E. The degree of marbling, we have slightly abundant, moderate, modest, small, slight, some traces, and practical. So we have our gradings. We have prime, choice, select, standard, and we have commercial, utility, and cuttery. Over here we have a comparison between 2 pins. We have industry average and high quality pin. So they are ranked on their category, the percentage in which they are ranked, and then the carcass weight impact for price. At the bottom, we see that it's a 1,400 pound steer, and the dressing percentages are different. The hot carcass weight is different. The weight difference is 14 pounds, and then the price per head difference is $27.
In conclusion, quality and yield grading are essential components of the beef industry. They ensure fair pricing, consistent quality, and consumer satisfaction. Understanding these systems is vital for producers and buyers alike.
Throughout making this PowerPoint, we learned that it was important to understand the difference between quality and yield gradings, because we do want something that's high quality and high grading, but we also want to make sure that we're looking for the ribeye areas and how the pricing is for the consumers and the producers of it to make sure that we're able to make more. So we learned that it's definitely important, and we'll also learn what it means when we take our steer through the weigh-in and they are graded.
Thanks for watching.
Oh.